Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back for another Disney dining review.
Tonight, we are headed to the Swan, correct?
I believe so.
To go to Il Mulino. I'm very much looking forward to this. We have not ever been to this restaurant before. I feel like I always say I'm very much looking forward to the restaurants because I do like to eat. So this is an Italian restaurant. It's a little bit nicer and we are all for going because it's a special day.
We are knocking out two birds with one stone. We're doing a dining review, but we're also celebrating this one's birthday. So happy birthday.
Thank you. We
chose this dining review because it was a little bit nicer and because we wanted to bring the kids. So we've been looking forward to this for quite some time. We've never eaten here. It does have a very good selection of not only pastas, but also meats and pizzas and appetizers and desserts. And oh my goodness, we're gonna be so full when we leave.
Yes, we are.
It looks very good. What do we got?
Well, so we have everything from like arancine to Italian meatballs. There's some like calamari or mussels. Then we also have like different types of salads. You know, I love a good caprese salad. And a couple of soups. You mentioned the pizzas and then the pastas. There's spaghetti carbonara, there's ravioli, there's gnocchi. I honestly have no clue what I'm gonna get because so much of it sounds good. You can actually even get some family style options. I don't know that we'll do that because I think we wanna try a variety of different things. And then you even can go on, like get stuff off the grill, which is like a ribeye, a beef tenderloin, or a pork chop. So, and then there's chicken dishes, veal dishes, fish dishes.
My goodness. They do have an amazing wine selection to include a very robust Italian wine selection, which is really nice, but they also have specialty cocktails as well, so we will check that out. It is a nicer restaurant, so we have on a little bit nicer clothes. The kids are dressing up. I mean, it's gonna be a fun night.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Well, are you ready to go experience your birthday dinner at Il Mulino?
Yes.
Let's do this. We have arrived. We are sitting just inside the main entrance. This is actually a really, really nice restaurant. It smells wonderful in here. First thing they did was they brought out two little mini appetizers. So it was like a cold eggplant dish. Not my favorite, but it was good. The cold kind of threw me a little bit. And then a couple of slices of a like prosciutto or sausage or salami or something like that. That was actually really good.
Our drinks have just arrived. So I got the, was it Dolce?
Brace.
Something that was like a fruitier like old fashioned. So that's actually very, very good.
And I got their version of the old fashioned. It came out smoked, one large ice cube. It's nice. Definitely a take on an old fashioned, but it's actually quite nice. Done very well. And then we got the Misty, something Misty, Insecati Misty.
Yeah.
It's got cherry peppers, it's got olives, it's got Parmesan, it's got all kinds of meats on there, and it's got buffalo with beefsteak tomatoes. So you love that.
It's my favorite.
Caprese salad is like a little caprese salad version. One thing I love is that they bring out complimentary bread. Not one, but two different kinds of bread with olive oil and balsamic vinegar if you ask for it. It's fantastic. One of them is kind of like a pizza crust. It's wonderful. And just the regular loaf bread that's sliced up is fantastic with that olive oil as well. The Misty was amazing.
So good.
So that caprese salad with that fresh mozzarella cheese was fantastic. the different meats on there. The Parmesan cheese is just like super, super good. Really, really great.
The roasted red pepper with the capers on top of it, and the prosciutto, the mozzarella with the tomatoes, I mean, of course, is one of my favorites. It was a nice kind of light appetizer to start out with.
It's very good. They have two types of bread. One of them is a little bland. The other one, I don't know what it is, but it's a lot better. The charcuterie board is really good. It's very nice.
I think everything so far was pretty good. The sauces for the bread, like the vinegar, kind of kicked me in the mouth. Wasn't expecting it to be that strong.
I got the gnocchi bolognese. It has potato dumplings and some meat sauce. Very good.
I got the rigatoni con funghi, so I was gonna get the risotto, and he said it was delicious, but if I wanted something maybe with a little bit more spice, he suggested this rigatoni. So here we go. Got great flavor. I also added sausage to it, which is a great addition at his request, or at his suggestion. So yeah, this is very good.
I got the Italian pepperoni pizza. I asked him for Parmesan cheese, and he didn't hear me the first 2 times that I said that's good. So now I have a little bit too much cheese. That's fine though. I'll still eat all of it. That ain't too shabby.
And I got the spaghetti carbonara, which I love spaghetti carbonara. Make it at home. I'm kind of excited about this, actually. It's a huge plate of spaghetti carbonara. Super creamy. Really well done. Pasta's cooked perfectly. Maybe actually just a tad on the salty side, but really, really, really good.
We got the tiramisu, which is one of my favorite desserts at an Italian restaurant. Pretty good. The ladyfinger layer is a little soggier than I typically would like. This is, wonder what this is. I think that's just whipped cream.
All right, so I'm gonna dive into this before I don't get any of it, and we're gonna finish this up at home. All right, we are back.
It was a fabulous birthday dinner. But before we get into that, if you're looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at Fantastical Vacations. We plan Disney destinations, Universal Cruise Lines, and all-inclusive resorts.
It was a great dinner. I liked a lot of things about it, but overall, it didn't like completely blow us out of the water, so kind of right there where I thought we would be. Should we just jump right into it?
Yeah, so as far as ambiance and theming goes, I mean, it was nice, but, and it felt lovely. Like the restaurant was beautiful. I liked the kind of the shadowy glass that looked into the kitchen area. There was a lot of like open areas. It felt, I don't know, it felt very lovely and upscale, but it wasn't like over the top theming. I didn't feel like I was a part of like some Italian restaurant somewhere.
I mean, most of the Italian theming were just like Italian wine bottles,
Yeah.
like kind of used as decoration. So I agree with you. The ambiance, like when we first got set, it was kind of wedged in between two other four tops, like not next to us, but kind of behind and in front of us. Like so much so that when the waiter would go in between the two tables, like to get to your meal, because you were inside, or like he would bump the chairs. They were pretty close together. So that wasn't great, but they did have tables like kind of out in the open. We just didn't happen to get one of those that were four tops. And then there were no soft goods anywhere. So I imagine it can get pretty loud in that space, but it wasn't super crowded when we were there. So we didn't really experience that. All that to be said, we didn't feel like it just blew us away, but it was maybe slightly above average, so we gave it a 3.5.
As far as service goes, so we had two people consistently helping us, clearing dishes, bringing the Parmesan and the cracked pepper, and delivering food and taking the orders and all of that. So they kind of like worked together pretty hand in hand. Even when one of them popped by, they said, so I believe that you have dessert coming, which we had told the other waiter about. So, you know, it was, you knew that they were communicating, which was nice. I mean, outside of that, like, they were both fabulous, but I wouldn't say that they were just like telling us the backstory of the restaurant and all of that. So we gave them a 4. They both did a wonderful job and they were very, very attentive.
All right, let's talk drinks.
Okay. I got, I was gonna look at what the name of it was. The broche? I got the drink that was kind of like an old fashioned, but it was fruitier. It had some like pineapple in it, and it was lovely. It was light. It was not too, like, you could taste the bourbon, but it wasn't too heavy on the bourbon. It was a very, very well done beverage.
Yeah, I agree. I liked mine as well. It was kind of their take on an old fashioned, definitely not a traditional old fashioned, but it had bourbon and bitters, and it was also a little bit fruity in there. It did have 1 large ice cube. It did come smoked, so like when he delivered it, the little topper that you put the wood chips in and you fire it, that was still going, and so he lifted that off, and then the smoke came out, and it was really nice actually, and it was not an extra $5 charge. So I think they did a pretty good job on the drinks. It's not something that I'm gonna like really like recommend to people go get this drink, but it was inventive and it was their take, and I appreciate that. We gave it a 4.
And then finally the food. So we got the appetizer, which I feel like is a little bit hard to rate them on just because it's just kind of pre-prepared food that's laid out for you.
Although I think that mozzarella they made fresh, like it was good.
Well, and the roasted red pepper with the capers on it, that was very good as well. So there were definitely some things on there that were unique and very, very delicious. My meal was wonderful. I was headed towards the risotto, and he recommended the rigatoni, which was delicious, and I added the sausage to it. A little part of me wishes I would have stuck with the risotto just because I was kind of craving it just a little bit. But
I wondered why you changed.
And then the boys. So Jennings thought his pizza was good, although.
Afterwards, he said that he likes Domino's better. So I'm not sure that really rises to the level of quality Italian pizza, but Aiden really liked his.
Yes, yeah, his gnocchi was delicious. And then your spaghetti carbonara?
It was good. It wasn't like blow me away awesome. It was creamy. It had all the elements in there. The pasta was cooked well. There was a couple bites where it was a little too salty, but then a couple more bites where it wasn't. So I just maybe they didn't mix it up, or maybe I just got too much of like the ham or bacon or whatever the meat in there was. But yeah, I think it was good, above average, not great, blow me away. And I think that's how all of us felt, except I think Aiden liked his a little bit more than the 3 of us liked ours. I think maybe ours was like just a little above average. Jennings was kind of below average or right at average, and Aiden's was a little bit better than ours. So.
And then the tiramisu, I thought, okay, I have high hopes, and it felt almost like the ladyfinger layer of it had been soaked for so long that it was just like almost non-existent.
Yeah, I mean, you could taste it, and you could like it was like wet sawdust. Like it wasn't like an actual ladyfinger, which I need some structure there. Otherwise, it's just like, I don't know, espresso mousse or something. Like it doesn't, like there needs to be some texture to it, and there wasn't. So, but the flavor was good.
Yes.
Again, so maybe like the flavor puts it a little bit above average, but the texture, not having the later fingers, I don't know, they just like over soaked them or something like that. But all that to be said, we gave it a 3.5 for the food.
So if you add all that up and you divide it out, that comes to a 3.75, which I think is spot on for this restaurant. I mean, it's kind of where I felt like it was gonna sit as we were eating and everything. It's definitely not in that like 4 and above range kind of category that makes me go, oh, I've got to go back. But it's a really good place to go, and I think you're gonna have a great meal if you go there.
For me, Swan and Dolphin restaurants, Amare is the one that I actually really want to go back to. It's fantastic. That's at the Swan Reserve. And then probably below that is Shula's, and this one is probably below Shula's for me.
So if you're liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.